There's three things that voters and myself think about in this election. One is the security of this country. Secondly, whether we have a stable and transparent government. And thirdly, is our cost of living issues. All very important to us in different ways. The Citizens Party of Australia has policies that I resonate with, and there's two major mechanisms how this can be achieved. One is to create a national public bank based on the infrastructure of the postal bank, which will build infrastructure projects and develop the country and increase its manufacturing areas. That way, the funding for all those projects like water, high-speed rail, agriculture, renewable transitions will be paid for by government. The return from these investments will end up in our budget, which will lower our cost of living. We'll have more money to spend on education, health, housing, and social welfare. The second mechanism is external, and that's what we can do with the rest, how we operate and relate to the rest of the world. And we have two policies here. One is a defence policy, and the other one is a foreign affairs policy. Our foreign affairs policy should be based on good neighbourhood. Instead of pressuring countries who are not following a particular style of government or politics, we should be building up those relationships with support for their infrastructure and increasing trade and investment. This is the best way to develop a relationship. The other thing is that with our defence policies, we don't need to be engaged in long-term offensive military strategies. I think that's something that we need to be very careful about, and because that brings in a risk that I don't think that we deserve. Whether we should be out there fighting other people's wars. We need to think twice before we do that sort of thing. But if we're going to have a defence policy, let's build it around more deterrent and more short-range type defence systems, very much like what Switzerland has, and not be engaged in long-range war. So I guess that's my message for the public. And so if you're interested, vote for me.